Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of For What It's Nerd. This episode is slightly truncated and slightly different to the usual episodes because it's more of an announcement than a real episode. But what it is me saying that I am currently in the process of leaving my job, my full time job. Not to become a content creator full time, or not necessarily to become a content creator full time, because personally I don't feel like I'm there just yet. And personally, I don't believe that that's a very healthy thing to do just randomly out of nowhere. Myself personally, but other people that may work for me, not so much. But I did it because my lifestyle and my life feels like it's very much consumed by work. And I'm very honest about this because I've been very honest with it with my workplace itself, because the industry I work in, which I'm not going to go into details about, but the industry I work in just isn't conducive to having a life, really, which is sad, but the truth. And especially for me, because I'm a very sleepy slash tired person anyway, so it doesn't really help. But the reason I'm discussing this is because I wanted to kind of go into like detail about or kind of not really into detail, but kind of go over the idea of why I'm doing it for this channel and for Brawl's Place, and because I've not really discussed it on YouTube yet. I've discussed it in my Discord and I've let people know, but I haven't discussed it on YouTube, and I think it's important to put something out here as well, even though it's been a little bit of time since I did announce it in Discord. So the idea is, in about 3 months, I will leave my job after I've seen to my replacement and trained them on the job, so to speak. And the reason I did it was because, like I said, my desired lifestyle doesn't fit the current job I have. And whenever you have something like that, you should always make that change. And I've got a lot of people backing me in that. It is a bit scary, of course, but especially because I don't have anything else lined up at the moment. And again, I'm not doing this to become a content creator, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, if in the next however many years. But it's because I want to do things differently to how I'm doing them now. For example, I don't get to do half of the things I actually enjoy doing, and I mean that's reason enough, right? But for example, I don't get to read as many books as I'd like. I don't get to go places I'd like to go. I don't get to my sleep schedule basically means I can never play games or stuff with friends. I never get to meet up with friends. I never get to chat with friends. I'm up really early in the morning at unsociable hours, and I work for like 11 hours of the day and drive for an hour as well. And it's like it's really taxing on a person. And a lot of people will say, well, I've done that all my life. And a lot of people, my colleagues who are older than me, do say that. They say, well, I've done this all my life. Like, what have you got to complain about? Like, you're just only starting out. And that's great for them. But I have aspirations on here. I have aspirations elsewhere as well. And it's like, I do not want to be kind of tied down to a job that really doesn't allow me to be creative, right? So that's why I'm leaving that job. And prime example, this weekend, I worked yesterday, and I was working for about 7 hours on a Saturday, which is very unusual on top of already working a 48-hour week. So that's like, what, a 55 hour week of work this week. And it has drained me. And it's really it does impact my content, because I wanted to discuss the Mando Season 3 trailer today, and I didn't manage to do that because I've been exhausted and been trying to catch up on editing for my other channel, Parata's Place, because I got an editor for that channel, but I've sadly I've had to say to them, I can't work with you at the moment right now, because I have to be very careful about my finances going forward, because I don't know which job I'm going to fall into next. Obviously, I've done it for my mental health and my kind of physical health, so to speak, but it does obviously leave that kind of unknowable gap of what's happening next. And I'll work that out. It's not something that I'm overly worried about. I am relieved that I'm leaving this job in a sense, but and again, sorry, like I have to say, the job has its perks, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit on the internet and slag off my workplace, because I don't feel like that's the right thing to do. I don't believe in that. It's just that the industry within which I work, not even the job, the industry as a whole, wherever you would go within that industry, just wouldn't work. Because that's how the industry operates, and it's just not something that I want to be part of anymore as myself, not as anything to do with the company. So this isn't like a hit on the company. This is like me saying that it's just not for me anymore. So I just want to clarify that, because I think it's very important to say that, because I don't want it to come across as if like I'm trying to like hate on my company in this video, because like for some people that will be a dream job, and power to them, you know. But it's not for me. I like to write, I like to read, I like to play games, I like to all that stuff. And it's just like for example, I buy games because I have that disposable income, but I never get to play them because I don't have the time left to play them. And it's that dichotomy of like, why am I doing this? Why am I allowing myself to be in a situation where I don't get to enjoy the things that I buy slash do? Um, so yeah, so like I just want to kind of discuss that and just say quickly that that's why I'm doing it, and that's why I'm going to be around more and hopefully be able to produce more quality content at the same time. And because this is what I do find enjoyable. I find it enjoyable, should I say, to be in front of you guys and discuss things and, you know, talk about Star Wars and Marvel, etc. And obviously I can't do that today because today has been a bad turn of events in terms of I've not been able to do as much as I'd like. And so that's why I'm kind of making this video, to kind of announce that things are changing slightly for a little bit. Not in terms of like massively. They might still stay the state. Wow, that's really hard to say. Still stay the same. They might still stay the state. Still, I'm giving up. They could stay the same, or they could like totally change. And like, I'll try and keep everyone updated on that process. But until a point where I feel like I know what I'm doing next, it may be up in the air. It probably won't, because I don't like human. I say these things and then I make sure it's not, because it's like almost like if I don't keep to them, I'm failing, because that's just who I am. I'm very bad at that type of stuff. But like, it's this is kind of me just saying to myself, like, sometimes this is not going to work out fully as I'd expect for like a month or two, until because I'm in that transitory period now, right? And so it's going to be like weird, because like the time I gained from not editing my own videos for my Peralta's Place channel, I'm now losing again, but I'm still in the job that I'm in. So it's like that weird kind of dichotomy of like, this thing is coming that's going to give me more time, but right now I need to have less time to facilitate that. So that's kind of what I wanted to say. I know this is very much a small episode and very much not nerdy at all, really. But I think it's important to kind of discuss these things and kind of let everyone know about these things, because I feel like other people have these same things too, especially around content, especially around, well, just workforce in general, work related issues. And I think it's okay to say these things and say that you want to do better for your mental health and stuff. I think it's okay to say that, and I think it's important to say that. So here I am saying it. Here I am kind of relieving myself of these worries about content and like being on time and sticking to an algorithm and all that type of stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this very brief For What It's Nerd. It's a very small, not for what it's nerd for what it's nerd. And I shall see you guys next week for a more proper episode. I don't know what we'll discuss yet, because I never seem to until the last moment. But I'm very excited to see what comes next, content wise / life wise, and For What It's Nerd wise as well. So thank you guys for listening / watching, and I'll see you later.